Right, so we are using the router to be able to navigate backwards and forwards between the course manager and the course editor, but we don't have this close button that is not working anymore. We could implement it as a hyperlink, right? We could implement it as a hyperlink. We could just basically, in the course editor, we could just put a hyperlink over here. Just a simple href that points to the slash and say maybe call it back. Right, if I click on back, notice that indeed it navigates me back to the course editor, course list. Yes, I can navigate just back. But what if I wanted to use a button instead of a hyperlink? Right, so we have an on-click here already where we can handle the events, right? But we're no longer using this function that is being actually we're not even passing the function. We're not even passing the function. Right? Notice that the course editor is using the component syntax. In the component syntax, we can't pass anything to the course editor, right? So what could we do? Well, what we could do is pass in, like we did earlier, some of the matching and some of the properties that the router generates. The router generates all sorts of new properties that are going to be available to the course editor, but we need to pass all those properties. Like we did over here, right? We're going to have to change this into a render so that we can pass in additional behavior. So let's modify this to be a render instead. Also, this should be an exact. It's a good practice to just always use exact, right? And so now this could be a function. Okay, this still works. I can go back. I can go back and navigate, but we want to encode this button, right? So this button is being handled right now by this on-click. Right? Let's make sure that this works. We can say alert. Go back. So if we click on close, right, we know that alert is being executed. Right? What we'd like to be able to do is manipulate programmatically the URL, right, and programmatically go back like that. Yes, but programmatically as opposed to using a hyperlink, right? Because sometimes we have to do things programmatically, right? What if you click on maybe on a login button, yes, and the login button should navigate you maybe to the profile page, yes, or maybe but before deciding to go to the profile page, you might need to do some validation. Maybe you have to go out to the server, post the username and password. The URL comes back. The server says, yeah, this person is A-OK. Now you have to programmatically navigate to the profile page, right? If it's successful, yes. So we need to be able to manipulate the navigation programmatically. So let's do that. So to do that, the course editor. We're going to send lots of the properties, just like we did for the hello page 2 hello message, right? We use the match. Remember that? We use the match. Well, match is not the only thing in there. There's a whole bunch of really great things in there. There's also the keyword history in there, and history is going to allow us to manipulate, right, the actual URL as we want. So that's going to be part of the properties. We need to be able to pass all the properties, and to pass in all the properties, we need to pass it as an argument to this function, and then ... props, like that. Now we're passing everything to the course editor, including the match, right? Including the history, including a whole bunch of things that are in there. We can now extract it from here, the match. We can extract the history. We can extract whatever we want. It's passing all these properties. So including the history, we can now use the history right here and say history dot push slash. Right? This is saying add to the history, right, this URL. And it will cause the browser to navigate, as if this hyperlink, when you click on the hyperlink, right, the mechanism is to push whatever the href is into the history, and then it causes the navigation. Right, this is done for you by default, right, by the way the browser works, right. Whereas here you're doing it explicitly, right. This is an implicit push. This is an explicit push. Right, so let's see if that works. So we're here, and we're going to close on, click on close, and it works just the same, right? And the history works because you're pushing into that into the history, meaning you're remembering the previous thing that was in the history, which is the course editor, right? Okay, makes sense, right? Everybody good? All right. So we saw two mechanisms. One, doing an implicit push into the URL using just a regular hyperlink, and here we're doing an explicit push into the history, right? Now this push could have been the result of having calculated whether you can navigate somewhere, right? Are you even allowed to go into the admin page? Maybe not. Even if the hyperlink is there, maybe I should run some privileges on you, right? Do you have those privileges? Yes. Okay, then I'll let you navigate. You don't have those privileges? I'm not going to let you navigate. Make sense? Right, so we can programmatically navigate whenever we want. Right? Excellent.